Can you read it?
जी कह रहे हैं हम so initialize so it कह रहा है plus or
Okay.
4 bytes.
Yes. Whenever we want to store a number which has a range of 4 bytes, like it is not a long integer, okay, like it is not a 200 lakh, like simple, it is an integer, it is 4, it is 5, it ranges from 2 power. When we go to the bytes, a variable, a value in without point, average value, okay. And when we want to store a value in a variable, which is in, if you write on scientific notation, it's 0.000 times 11 times, and then it comes to 1. Then we will use short variable. And similar, if we have a very long value like 10 power 24, 10 power 20, 30, 40, then we will use long variable. Okay. Mostly we will deal with int variable whenever we have to use a decimal number without any point, then we will use integer value. So this is the byte variable, fourth one. So byte variable is the computer itself, that how it converts the value. Next one is double variable. So now you can read in the left column of double, it is written numerical with decimals. Okay. So this is a major difference between int and double. Int can store only decimal part of a number, while double can store the decimal as well as integral part of the number. Okay. Like if we want to store a 2, just a 2 number, then we will store it in int. If I want to store a number like 2.5, 2.6, whenever point comes, we use double. Whenever point comes, we have two categories in Java. One is double and one is float. The functionality of these two are almost same, but the difference is just the range. Okay, double has, like it is written in the last column in front of the double. Okay, double can store 15 decimals and float can store 7 decimals. So whenever we need to store a larger decimal number, then we will use double, and simple is float. The second last is Boolean. Do you have idea what is Boolean?
जी Boolean I'm familiar with that.
Okay, when it just has two conditions, or either it can be true or it is false. So what is the definition of primitive data types? Is these are the data types which is already defined in Java. We don't need to define it every time. Okay, we just use int and it understands that we are referring to the integer value. Okay, so these are primitive data types, the values which are already predefined in Java. We don't need to define it every time we have to create a variable. Okay, and the last one is char. Char stands for characters. Okay, any character like A, B, not a string character. String is not a primitive data type. Okay.
ठीक है.